Hello and welcome to the C-Suite Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm Dax Grant and I'm your host. This podcast series is made for industry leaders and C-suiters who've committed their life to making the world a better place, building meaningful business and creating communities for growth. What you're about to hear will get you focused on leading with impact. I hope you're ready. Let's go. So to kickstart my first podcast series, I'm going to be talking about the global CEO mindset. This will be a series of 6 podcasts in total, focusing on catalysing business through technology and leadership. This is all happening in an increasingly connected world, and knowing that technology underpins many service-based businesses and recognising the power of leadership in creating a balanced growth model. Knowing also that for all C-suiters, time is a commodity, this podcast focuses on snackable insights that get to the heart of the matter in under 10 minutes. In this first episode, I'm talking to you about the 5 key qualities of top FTSE and FORTUNE CEOs and what's really required for that standout performance. I will dive into what that might mean for global CEOs and the global C-suite within technology-based firms, all encompassed with the implications of leadership in a digital world. Over the subsequent 5 episodes, I'll walk you through each of the key qualities of CEOs in much more detail. I'll also dig a little deeper into what each quality looks like and the impact this has for the business. I hope you walk away from this series of podcasts with a deeper understanding of what it takes to be a standout CEO and what it takes to lead within a standout C-suite executive team. Equally, I hope listening to this podcast provides you with the opportunity to reflect. Maybe consider how you apply these key leadership insights in your day-to-day C-suite job. So firstly, I want to unlock why the practices of the FTSE and FORTUNE CEO are so important in all industries. And let's remember, all firms are important. However, FTSE and FORTUNE firms hold a significant proportion of global GDP. Their influence is often broad-based, spanning more than one region of the globe. The mindset and key qualities of CEO are essential for any organisation as they are the barometer of leadership practices within the firm, maintaining market confidence and showing strength in investor and regulator relations. A CEO is called upon to set the focus, set the values and the heartbeat of the organisation. And in FTSE and FORTUNE firms, the workforce and external stakeholders can often be dispersed both internationally and across time zones. With physical proximity limited, it's often the case that there's an additional diversity in perceptions within the firm. FTSE and FORTUNE firms are typically well recognised and carry with them the additional onus of enabling societal benefit. No longer is it sufficient to focus on profit alone. From customers and clients to colleagues working within the organisation, regulators and key organisational bodies, each of these stakeholder groups rely on central communications from the CEO and the leadership team, all building an understanding of purpose, values and key priorities for the organisation. The CEO's ability to set and deliver on expectations quickly becomes central, and it's amazing how rapidly the audience senses the nature and intent of the communication. The connectivity of the conversation determining the confidence in the firm and the likelihood to galvanise the firm in delivering market results. Top quartile performers drive significantly greater returns on investment in any given time period. However, standout CEOs deliver that impactful societal value at the same time. And in this podcast, I'm going to share with you the 5 key qualities of FTSE and FORTUNE CEOs that enable top quartile performance. So let's remember, there are many requirements of top FTSE and FORTUNE CEOs. However, there remain 5 key qualities and traits that all others pivot from. So now let's have a look at these qualities. First up, one of the most significant qualities for CEOs and C-suite leaders today is visionary direction. The essence of visionary direction is setting strategy in a customer-focused yet audacious and inspirational way, and stylising an approach that empowers the workforce and simultaneously engenders the trust of the board, shareholders, investors and regulators. The ability to create super connectivity through a meaningful conversation is often a gauge of time to market, and setting the strategy with the right amount of stretch whilst delivering on day-to-day results requires gut instinct and experience. I've worked in organisations where there is very, very clear visionary direction. And in those organisations, you feel you're part of a story, the actions you're taking day to day align with that organisation. There's a clear focus on external outcomes and results. And now the second significant leadership trait is one that I personally believe is vital. And this is courageous entrepreneurship. A leader who has this trait is able to create customer and client-centered relationships within ecosystems with that first mover advantage. Plus, they have the ability to be appropriately bold, to harness technology and bring together market dynamics to mutual advantage. Next up is the leader's ability to be a culture catalyst. This trait is all about the mastery of enabling creativity and team chemistry in a customer and client-focused way. This quality enables the shift of onus from the leader to the extended executive team, and this is key in driving organisational pivots. If you can harness the leadership trait as a C-suite professional, you will feel the difference. Permeating through the corridors will be a conversation around customers, around values, whether they're physical corridors or virtual corridors. I remember recently speaking with Dan Schulman. Dan's the CEO of PayPal, and we had a really interesting conversation about how strategy positions an organisation, however culture wins, and organisations that have strong, cohesive and customer-focused culture are ones that really come through in the marketplace. So we've talked about visionary direction, courageous entrepreneurship and being a culture catalyst. The next significant quality for CEOs and C-suiters is our ability to be a super coach. Super coaches are leaders who can motivate, reward and coach for performance with a relentless focus on the quality of the team. This remains at the heart of building sustainable performance and driving top quartile results, together with employee satisfaction in parallel. I have seen how the art of listening as a coach opens up a world of opportunity within a person and a team. And I've personally been through professional coaching qualification. I did this at the same time as being a coachee, and I have to say the power of being a coach and a coachee at the same time is absolutely exponential. I'll talk a little bit more about that in the episode where we deep dive into coaching. And the final leadership quality, essential for C-suiters today, is results get-go. This is the ability to set performance in a framework that relentlessly turns strategy into executable action in a sensitive, value-based and timely way. The power of routines and rituals sees the top performers move ahead. Looking into the DNA of each of these qualities, there are lessons to learn in distilling the precision with which the successful CEO must exemplify each to drive differential performance. So ask yourself, how many of these top 5 traits do you recognise in your leadership style? And how can you develop them further? For me, leadership is all about connecting the essence of these 5 qualities in a meaningful, personal and authentic way. So join me, Dax Grant, next time for a deep dive into visionary direction. And don't forget, if you've enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to my podcast series. And if you have any insights, ideas and leadership snapshots you'd like me to discuss in my podcasts, please reach out by leaving your comments to be part of the conversation, as we're all in this together. And remember, be digital, be courageous, be remarkable. I'm Dax Grant and welcome to the C-Suite Entrepreneur.